Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. This is my persuasive speech practice. So I do have my notes to the side here, and I'll be looking from time to time. So, every day, many individuals struggle with the issues in their life which causes an overwhelming amount of stress to build up. To combat the stress, many individuals seek paths or ways out which are harmful to one's well-being. An individual may use drugs, or any type of substance which alters their state of mind. Over time, this severely drains the body, and the individual is left with many difficulties in life in terms of health, wealth, mental health, and family relationships. Though there is a better approach to all of this. An individual does not need to seek these harmful methods in order to combat stress. There's a much simpler way to approach combating stress. What if I told you that you can alter your mind, but in a safer, better way, if you will? The beach. The beach is a place full of benefits and a great way to detox. Life throws many difficulties at you, but you can combat those to enjoy life. Harming yourself more in order to combat the stresses of life is not the way to go. Abusing drugs, opioids, or whatever it may be is only temporary and does more harm to you than it does good. I don't mean to throw shade at anyone, but think about a loved one or a dear friend who may have overdosed on drugs or is struggling with a drug addiction. Do you want them to be like that forever? I don't think so. According to Rise in Malibu, quote, the constant availability of counterfeit pills sold as prescription medications has also added to the problem. Drugs like Xanax, Adderall, and Oxycodone are increasingly being manufactured to look identical to their pharmaceutical counterparts, but are often laced with substances like fentanyl or other unknown ingredients, according to Runyon. And we know that just a few specks of fentanyl is deadly. Going to the beach significantly improves mental health and should be done more often. Going to the beach reduces stress, improves physical activity, and brings peace to mind. Let's get away from harm and engage in good. Life is definitely full of stress, but let's not harm ourselves even more. Let's go down to the beach, which is proven to reduce stress. So, let's look at some problems. First, individuals are turning to harmful solutions in order to combat these stresses. Combating these stresses with substance abuse, for example, does more harm to you than it does good. Why though? Why would someone want to do this? Number one, many individuals every day are stressed and overwhelmed by the weight of life, which is understandable. Life is full of challenges and it can get extremely heavy from time to time. So how can we change that? How can you change that? How can I change that? Well, let's look at some solutions. First, some personal solutions. I would encourage others to engage in activities that bring inner peace without having to turn to harmful initiatives, such as going to the beach. And in California, beautiful example, you have Laguna Beach, Corona del Mar, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, wherever you'd like to go. I personally really like Laguna Beach. Number two, like I said before, going to the beach is one of those solutions. I encourage you to go down to the beach because, quote, blue spaces could instill a general feeling of well-being, a feeling of being away from the rush of urban life, or a stimulation of the senses ranging from the feel and smell of the sea breeze or the sound of running water, according to Hermansky et al. In The Effects of Blue Spaces on Mental Health and Associated Biomarkers. Another reason I say to go to the beach is because, according to Vista, water, sun, and air, all of these natural elements offer some form of mental health benefits that help the mind unwind. So, let's now look at some social solutions. What is it that you can do? What is it that we can all do collectively? According to the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. The term mental health represents a variety of human aspiration. So with that being said, it is important to preserve the state in order to live life to its fullest. You don't want to be caught up in drugs and overdose, this, that, etc., and miss life. You don't want to be half there, if you will. Another way the beach is helpful is the potential cure for illness. According to ProQuest, an academic source, a horse and his trainer recovered using beach therapy. Peter McKenzie, the horse rider, mentioned, quote, "The joint became infected and Reign Supreme knee seized up the horse. Scar tissue invaded the joint and there was no flexion there at all," Peter McKenzie said. He also said he couldn't even lie down for 4 months. However, constant work in the sea has revived the horse's career. The newspaper also mentions both Reign Supreme and his trainer, Peter McKenzie, have been brought to peak fitness by a course of beach work. Another example. Many years ago, former tennis player/athlete Peter Rafter was said to, quote, "use the therapy of a Bermuda beach to refresh his body and mind over the next few days as part of his preparation for his US Open title defense." Last example. Going to the beach is also a great way to get exercise and can actually be more beneficial as it is harder to move through the sand, as we all know. According to Danielle Friedman from the New York Times, the beach is a great way to get exercise as the sand requires more exertion of force from the body and energy, and due to it not being a flat surface, you have to push through with much more effort. This is a summarized quote. So, to wrap this all up, the beach is a great place to detox and leave behind all the worldly stresses that may be presented to you. Going to the beach also proves to be beneficial towards your health. So, going to the beach is a great way to reduce stress, improve your physical activity, and brings peace to your mind. Remember, you don't want to wind up in a messy situation from using harmful methods like substances in order to clear your mind. Imagine the horror in your loved one's faces and how much it would scar them. I'm sorry to end it like this, but that is just the way how it goes in life. Happy health by the beach. Thank you.